Hi, this is Brandon from Watches on You. Today we're taking a look at the Tag Heuer Aquaracer Calibre 7 GMT. Now before I start this review, I want to thank JB Hudson Jewelers in Minneapolis, Minnesota for lending us the piece for the purposes of this review. This watch is available on sale brand new at JB Hudson Jewelers for $2,700. They're an authorized retailer of Tag Heuer and many other premium brands. Additionally, before I start this review, I want to remind you that I currently have a Kickstarter campaign running for a watch that I designed myself. This watch is very special. It incorporates a lot of the elements of the high-end watches that we review, but at an affordable price. The price for this watch starts at $149 US. It will be going up to $249 US following the conclusion of the Kickstarter campaign that I'm running for it. But I'll give you a quick rundown of the features right now. So this watch has a hybrid mecha quartz movement. So it has a mechanical chronograph module, which gives it the look and feel of a mechanical chronograph, but it has the accuracy of a quartz movement because it has a quartz escapement. So in order to actuate the chronograph, you hit the top pusher just like a traditional chronograph, and as you can see, it has a smooth seconds hand like a mechanical chronograph would. And then to stop the chronograph, you hit the top button again, and to reset, you hit the bottom button. Now, as you can see, it just flicks back to the 12 o'clock position as opposed to a traditional quartz movement, which would kind of tick back to the original position very, very slowly. So I really wanted to include that feature at an affordable price. That was super important for me because it just gives this watch the joys of a mechanical chronograph. Additionally, I've included time zone and unit conversion scales on the back, so I wanted to make this watch as useful as possible, and that also ties in with the chronograph function as well as the tachymeter scale on the dial. So definitely check that out. There'll be a link in the description to my Kickstarter campaign. So now let's move on to the Tag Heuer Aquaracer Calibre 7 GMT. Now, obviously, this is inspired by the Rolex Pepsi GMT, given its Pepsi colors on the bezel, but this watch actually provides a lot of value for what you're getting. Now, I know the watch starts at $2,700, which for an ETA-derived watch with an ETA-derived movement is a little bit high, but when you consider the quality of the case on this piece, it actually is fairly reasonable. And what I mean by that is this watch is a full-fledged diver. It has a 300-meter water resistance, which is well above what the actual Pepsi GMT has, and really any GMT diver in this price range. I don't know of any other, if you guys know of another GMT diver in this price range that has that water resistance, let me know. Now, one thing that makes this watch kind of not a diver is the fact that it has a bi-directional bezel, which is to facilitate the GMT function. So it has a 24-click bezel, and it's actually fairly well put together. There is a tiny bit of shake, but it actually feels quite nice. Additionally, another element that I really like with this watch is the fact that below the Cyclops, you can see that the date wheel has a black background with white text. Typically with a watch that has, number one, an ETA-derived movement, and a watch that's under around $3,000, this would just be white with black text. So that added detail really does help. Additionally, they made the Cyclops so it's not as obtrusive as a Rolex watch. But getting back to that ETA-derived movement, it only has a stated power reserve on Tag Heuer's website of 42 hours, which is below the 48-hour kind of limit that I like to set for watches, so that's one thing that I would change with this piece. Additionally, I would like to see them use a ceramic bezel as opposed to an aluminum bezel. It just doesn't look as nice. I know that the original Pepsi GMT had an aluminum bezel, but I think that, and when I say aluminum bezel, I mean aluminum bezel insert. Some commenters have gotten angry at us for saying that. The actual bezel itself is steel, but then it has an aluminum insert. Anyways, to clarify that, that's what I'm talking about. But I think that overall this watch includes a lot of functionality for the price you're paying. So getting into the clasp and bracelet, it has a very thick, strong bracelet. It looks like it would hold up extremely well under strain and stress. But the clasp is slightly lacking in the fact that it is of the pressed metal variety. Additionally, the diver's extension doesn't really have the same strength as the bracelet, so that's one thing that I would kind of change about this piece. But overall, the actual clasp itself is fairly strong. Additionally, even though it is the pressed metal kind of clasp, it is quite thick. It's a little bit thicker than the typical kind of Seiko and things like that. So that's something that this watch does have going for it. So now trying this watch on for a wrist shot. It's got a 43 millimeter case size. I would have liked to see it around 40, but given that it's kind of a Tag Heuer and it's supposed to be pretty tough, I think that 43 is okay. But again, I would like to see it slightly smaller. I have about a 6.5 inch wrist in circumference just for comparison purposes. If you like this video, please remember to like, subscribe, and share, and definitely check out that Kickstarter in the description. We're really trying to get it funded. As of now, it's over 50% funded, so it's got to be funded by October 14th. So we're really excited about that. So definitely check that out. Thanks for watching.